Hello, welcome to the demo of our 2025 Small Business Template. So, upon your purchase, you'll receive access to our templates folder, which contains two files, one for the sales and inventory tracker, and another file for the pricing calculators. You can purchase these templates individually or as a bundle. Initially, both these templates are in view-only mode, which means hindi nyo ma-edit yung template. So, you need to make a copy in your Google Sheets account to enable editing. To do that, click nyo tong file sa upper corner and then click make a copy. Just a reminder, do not click download, otherwise makakonvert yung file into other format and then may alter some of the formulas. So always click make a copy and then rename the document. And another reminder, always select the My Drive folder before you click make a copy para ma-save siya sa Google Drive folder ninyo. So, once you make a copy for both templates, pwede nyo nang i-set up yung template ninyo to suit your business needs. Okay, so let's start with the sales and inventory tracker. So, first we have the setup sheet. So, dito nyo input yung mga expense categories for your business such as yung rent, utilities, salaries, office supplies. Ayan. And then, pwede nyo lang namang i-edit to kung ano yung mga applicable sa business ninyo. Next is yung mga modes of payment na acceptable sa business such as yung cash, bank transfer, GCash, pwede rin kayong mag-add pa. And then yung order status such as confirm, ship, delivered, and canceled. Kapag service-based naman yung business, pwede nyo lang ding palitan yung status dito kung ano yung relevant dun sa business ninyo. Then I've also added space for your business goals and priorities for 2025. So, sa first column, yung mga list of your goals and priorities. And then yung next column naman is the due date. Yan, input nyo lang dito. So, next table naman is yung monthly sales quota. So, pwede lang kayo mag-input dito ng mga values for each month. Then, yung column next to that is yung status ng goals, such as yung kung goal met ba or goal not met. So, this table will reflect dun sa dashboard natin. So, for example, ito kung for the month of February, ang quota is 100,000 and then dito sa dashboard natin, ang total sales is 647,450. So, ang quota attainment natin is 323.73%. So, magre-reflect siya later on sa dashboard natin. Okay, as we scroll down, we have another table dito for the list of products and services. So, first column is yung mga name ng products or items. The next column is yung variation, such as yung brand, size, and color, if applicable. And then, yung next column naman is yung units, such as pieces, grams, boxes, kung ano yung applicable dun sa product or item na in-offer ninyo. The next column is yung selling price and the next column is the cost of goods sold. Yung COGS, kumbaga yung puhunan ninyo per item. Then yung last column for that is the profit margin, which is automated naman na yung computation. So, ang target nyo dyan at least is 20%. So, high na daw yung profit na margin na 20% and above. So, I've also added table here for the definition of terms kung hindi kayo familiar dun sa ibang mga terms dito. And then, nag-add din ako ng column or table for the reminders and notes. Okay? Alright, moving on naman tayo sa client database. So, this is where you input yung mga important details for the client such as yung name, address, region, contact number, and the email address. So, both of these templates are linked sa iba pa nating tabs such as yung invoice, sales, expenses, inventory, and the dashboard. So, please complete tong setup and client database before you move on with the other tabs. So, next tab naman natin is the invoice tracker. So, dito nyo register yung mga invoice and yung details ng client. So, for example, for Feb 21, invoice 21, client number 3. Yan. So, itong subtotal na column, itong mga colored filled columns, automated na yung computation yan. The subtotal column, nakalink siya dito sa sales, kung ano yung total ng mga orders under that invoice. So, for example, yung in-add natin is invoice 21. So, maglagay ako dito ng orders niya. For example, si client 3, ang under invoice 21, ito yung mga orders niya. Ayan. So, mag-input ako ng mga products dito. And then, input din yung variation per item and kung ilan yung quantity per item. Ayan. Now, yung total dito, magre-reflect siya dito sa invoice tracker. So, for invoice 21, ito yung total ng orders niya based sa mga entries ko sa sales. Now, kung may delivery fee, mag-enter lang din ako ng values dito kung meron. Then, kung may discount, mag-enter lang din kayo ng values. Then, next column is yung mode of payment. So, mag-select lang kayo dito. The next column is yung payment status, kung paid or pending. And the last column naman is for the order status, kung confirmed, shipped, or delivered na. Now, yung another column naman is for the notes. Now, moving on naman tayo sa may expense tracker. So, this one is a lot more simple. So, input nyo lang yung date. Yan, mag-input lang kayo ng date. Tapos, kung anong expense category. And then, yung amount for that expense entry and yung mode of payment. Then, meron din akong another column for notes and remarks. Now, next naman is yung invoice generator. So, itong invoice generator, nakakonect na siya dito sa invoice tracker and sales. So, ang gagawin nyo na lang, magpipili na lang kayo ng invoice number dito. So, for example, yung kanina, example natin, invoice 21. So, under invoice 21, ito yung orders niya, yung product, variation, and then, yung unit price, quantity, unit subtotal. And then, sa baba, ayan, nag-auto-compute na rin yung subtotal, delivery fee, and discount based dun sa entries nyo sa invoice tracker and sales. Then, for the grand total, subtotal less discount, then plus yung delivery fee lang din. Okay. Next naman is the dashboard. So, for the dashboard, dynamic yung dashboard natin. So, sa-select lang kayo ng year. Ayan, may mga selection naman na dito hanggang 2030 na to. Kung mag-add kayo, click nyo lang tong edit button. And then, for the month, mag-select lang kayo dito. So, yung data dito, mag-reflect based dun sa selected year and month. Ayan. So, mag-iiba yung dashboard natin. Depende dun sa selected year and month. Kung year lang naman ang gusto ninyo, pwede nyo lang namang select lang yung year. And yun na ang magre-reflect na data. So, sa taas, meron tayong total sales, yung cash flow summary tayo dito. Such as sales, COGS, expenses, yung profit, and the profit margin. Then, sa charts naman, meron tayong monthly sales overview para makita ninyo yung trend ng sales per month. The next chart naman, next to that, is yung breakdown of expenses per category. Then, yung last na chart naman is yung quarter sales summary para makita nyo rin yung trend ng sales per month, ay per quarter. Then, nag-add din ako ng another table for the top 20 products or services. Yan, yung list of products, variation, and then yung sales for each item or service. Then, another table for the breakdown of expenses, yung cost per category. And then, yung cash flow per mode of payment. So, yung cash in and yung cash out. Yung cash in dito yung mga sales. And yung cash out naman is yung expenses. So, below that is yung order status naman. So, meron tayong summary ng quantity per order status and yung amount per order status. So, yung cancel dito, yun na yung nababawas. Nag-auto deduct na siya dun sa total sales mo for the selected year and month. Then, yung last section naman for this is yung quarter overview. So, meron tayong total sales per quarter na rin dito. Then, as we scroll down, meron tayong 3 tables. We have the order status, pending, payments, and reminders. So, dito sa may order status, pwede nyo itong i-filter kung confirmed, ship, delivered, or canceled. So, para madali lang i-track yung mga orders. Then, yung next table naman dito is yung mga pending payments year to date. So, para makita ninyo, mabalikan, or ma-follow. Then, yung last column is for the list of reminders naman. Okay? So, yung last naman is yung monthly inventory tracker or inventory dashboard natin. So, sa monthly inventory dashboard, yung first table na ito is yung overview ng inventory status ninyo. So, yung first 3 columns dito, yung list of products, variation, and unit, naka-link siya dito sa may setup sheet. So, kung ano yung mga entries nyo doon, yun yung mag-auto-populate doon sa monthly inventory dashboard na list. And then, input nyo lang yung threshold value. So, when you say threshold value, yun yung minimum amount na gusto ninyong i-maintain per product or item. So, kapag yung latest or yung available na inventory is equal or below the threshold value, ma-auto tag siya as restock. So, makikita nyo dito, example, itong threshold value for product number 5 is 20 and yung latest inventory is 10 na lang. Kaya na-auto tag na siya as restock. Ayan. So, pwede nyo rin itong i-filter later on kung gusto nyo makita lang yung mga need na restock na items. I-filter nyo lang dito. Ayan. So, makikita nyo na yan. Tapos, kung para ibalik, select all nyo lang din ulit. Then, click OK. Ayan. Now naman, itong inventory tracker, nakalink din siya dito sa monthly inventory dashboard. So, meron tayong date column, product column, and the variation column. So, maglagay tayo ng example for product number 6. Ayan. So, for example, for January 15, product number 6, brand size and color, nag-purchase ako ng 200 items. So, pag makita nyo dito, ayan, nag-populate or nag-auto-compute yung nilagay ko na value. So, for example, January 16, nag-purchase ulit ako ng product 6. Same brand, size, color, another 100 items. For that, pagbalik natin dun sa purchase, nag-reflect or nag-add up yung new purchase ko. Then, for example, January 18, may mga na-damage na product 6. Ayan, na 5 items. Tapos, ino-note ko dito, damage or expired. Ayan. So, pagbalik natin dito, under stocks out column, ito. Ay, hindi. Dapat stocks out. Nagkamali ako. Sa stocks out column ninyo input. So, 5 na damage or expired. Ayun, nag-reflect na siya dun sa stocks out. Itong sold na column naman, naka-link siya dito sa sales. So, mag-auto sum na yon or mag-auto compute na yung total of sold items for the selected month. Ayan. Per item. So, for product 6, merong sold na 10 items for the month of January. So, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. And then, for the status naman, automated na rin yan based dun sa na-input ninyo na threshold value and then sa latest na inventory per item. Ayan. So, same layout lang naman yan for each month. So, pag February, pag new month naman na, i-add nyo lang din ulit yung threshold value dito. And then, i-update nyo lang din ulit yung initial inventory per month. And then, mag-ano lang din kayo dito. Enter ng values for the inventory tracker. Now, sa pricing calculator naman tayo. So, sa pricing calculator, yung first step, ayan, mag-enter lang kayo ng data sa mga white columns or rows. Lahat ng colored filled columns dito, automated na. So, in this example, mag-enter lang kayo dito ng product. For example, yung cake. And then, i-enter nyo lang yung gusto nyo na profit margin. Kung may discount, pwede nyo lang din i-enter dito. And then, kung may sales tax, pwede nyo lang din i-enter. Pero, optional lang yung dalawa. Okay, for the first table, dito nyo input yung material cost. For example, for the flour, input niyo yung available na quantity or inventory sa inyo. For example, 1,000 grams yung available na flour sa inyo, and which costs 150 pesos. And then, yung units lang na kailangan nyo for that item is 50 grams lang. Yung total cost nung kailangan lang ninyo ang magko-compute dito, mag-auto-compute. Another example, for example, sa chocolate, 400 grams yung available sa inyo, which cost 200 pesos. Pero ang kailangan nyo lang is 100 grams. So, total cost nung units na kailangan ninyo is 50 pesos lang. Then, sa labor cost, input nyo lang yung employee, kung magkano yung rate niya, kung hourly rate ba yon or daily rate, and then yung hours to complete for that. And then yung labor cost, mag-auto-compute na rin for you. Then kung may other expenses na related dun sa product ninyo, input nyo lang din dito, yung quantity and then yung cost per unit. Then dito, mag-sum up or magsa-summary yung product costing ninyo, yung total ng material cost, labor cost, and the other expenses. So for this, ayan, 57.5 to 88.5. And then yung total niya, ito na yun, yung COGS. So 351.25. Now, to have a profit margin of 50%, ang dapat na selling price ninyo is 702.5. Na kung halimbawa gusto ko 60%, dapat 878.13 yung selling price ko for this item. Now, kung may another product na naman, i-duplicate nyo lang to. Then, input nyo lang product 2. And then, input nyo lang ulit yung product name dito. Tapos, kung may discount, enter nyo lang dito. Ayan. Ang 10% nito, ito na yun. Tapos, kung may tax, halimbawa 12%, ayan. Ito yung tax niya. Mag-auto-compute na rin for you. So, yun lang naman. If you have any questions or concerns, just let me know. This template is available at Neat Pages PH. So, DM nyo lang kami for Instagram if you're interested. Thank you!